Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, everyone joining us here and online from around the world. I'm Samia Filimban, the Director of the Office of Culture, Enrichment, and Engagement. And I'd like to begin by giving everyone a warm welcome to the opening ceremony of King Abdullah University's Winter Enrichment Program 2023. The story of WEP is a story of creativity, inspiration, participation, contribution, and most importantly, a story of enrichment. As we head into our 13th year, we celebrate the memorable experiences and unforgettable moments WEP programs have brought in the past years. A rich decade and more of WEP at KAUST has brought us to this moment. This year, WEP will challenge us to think outside the box, to the very edge. The challenge to take risks, to venture on a journey of knowledge transformation as we endeavor to transform the world we know today. I'd like to share a verse from an Arabic poet, Abul Qasim al-Shabi, that comes to mind when thinking of edge. أبارك في الناس أهل الطموح ومن يستلذ ركوب الخطر وأعلن في الكون أن الطموح لهيب الحياة وروح الظفر. I bless ambitious and aspiring souls, holding dear the ones who brave danger, announcing this truth to the whole universe. Aspiration is the flame of life and the spirit of victory. We are so privileged to welcome to KAUST a host of distinguished keynotes, international and world-renowned speakers from a wide sphere of expertise and knowledge. We look forward to learning from their experiences and are truly honored by their acceptance of the opportunity to share their inspiring stories. WEP 2023 unites all of KAUST. While this word is sometimes overused, WEP fulfills the very definition of holistic, with events across the campus and community, including the KAUST School. You can attend keynotes and lectures in person or virtually, have a conversation with an author, attend a book signing, dress to impress at our special musical concert, and particularly close to my heart, I hope you take the time to experience the Beyond's Art exhibition in the library. WEP is even going beyond our edge. We're taking you on adventurous excursions outside of KAUST, diving and snorkeling in the Red Sea, hiking in the Hijaz Mountains, and to the literal edge of the world in Riyadh. You can find the full 2-week program online. It's easy. It's wep.kaust.edu.sa. I'll repeat that again, wep.kaust.edu.sa. So the full program is there online, so you can look at it and see what you would like to attend. The whole KAUST community, students, faculty, families, service providers, and guests are warmly invited to participate in all the opportunities offered at WEP 2023. Once again, welcome to WEP, and now it is my honor to invite to speak our biggest supporter, KAUST Provost, Dr. Lawrence Karen. Thank you.
That is certainly true. I am Samia's and the entire team's biggest supporter. So thanks everybody for joining us today and joining us over the next almost 2 weeks of WEP. So, you know, the enrichment program is an opportunity for us at KAUST to bring all kinds of ideas to the table, things that we don't necessarily study in the classroom, things that are going to define the future of the world and our lives. When we think about the edge, which is the theme of this year's WEP, there are a lot of things that are happening in the world today that that are on the edge and have the opportunity to transform lives. Just in a few moments, we're going to hear from a researcher from MIT who is doing work truly on the edge, reimagining what can be done with prosthetics and changing people with severe loss of limbs and things of that sort. Revolutionary science that is changing lives. You all have been reading, I think, I would imagine, about artificial intelligence and the capacity of AI to produce text and images that is truly amazing. This is work that is truly on the edge and is going to likely change lives. Within this year's WEP, we have multiple programs on AI, and I hope many of the students are going to participate in those. A lot of the science and technology that we do at a place like KAUST or at MIT ultimately makes its way to the marketplace through entrepreneurship and translation. We also have a program, Entrepreneurship for All, and I hope everybody takes advantage of that. So there are all kinds of programs, as Sammy has said. We're going to go diving, we're going to go to Riyadh, we're going to do all kinds of things. So I hope everybody has a wonderful time. You know, WEP is a roughly two-week program, but it is something that is planned over pretty much an entire year. There's a team, Sammy's team, that is dedicated to WEP and works on it literally almost the entire year. And each year, we have a faculty member who is the champion and the organizer of the WEP program. And so this year, we're incredibly fortunate to have the very creative, dynamic Daria Baran, who is a professor at KAUST, of course, who does all kinds of amazing science in solar cells, but she also is an entrepreneur. She's taking her science to the marketplace, changing the way food is produced in a place like Saudi Arabia. So Daria is an amazing person. In the midst of all of her science and her entrepreneurship, she has also done an amazing job in leading and planning the entire WEP program. So with that, I would like to introduce Professor Daria Baran.
Thank you, Larry. Hello, everyone. Are we ready for WEP? Welcome to our distinguished guests, students, faculty, and most importantly, community. To those here with us today in the auditorium and to those joining us online. It is my honor to chair such a significant event at KAUST, and I am absolutely delighted to welcome you to the opening night of the Winter Enrichment Program 2023. As you may know, each year WEP aligns with a theme, and each year we take what it may seem like quite a simple statement or word, and we realize its depth. We find new meaning in it and us. In WEP 2022, we explored resilience, where and how we needed to build in it our systems and ourselves. I, for one, was reassured. I took comfort in the fact that we are resilient. We know how to bounce back. And it was the starting point for choosing the theme for WEP 2023. Let's use the resilience that we know we have to go on a transformative journey. This year's theme is EDGE, transform the world you know. What does this mean, EDGE? And what do I mean by transform the world you know? For me, the EDGE is quite simply pushing your boundaries. For each of us, of course, this will be different. When I was younger, I never thought I had boundaries as such. I always thought I could do whatever I wanted to do if I had the will. EDGE was more answering my curiosity, stepping into the unknown to try something new and see if it was my one. Musical instruments and sports. Once I mastered one, I wanted to learn another. Different cultures intrigued me. Growing up, none of my family members had traveled abroad. So when I could, I applied for internships, did my master's, and achieved my PhD abroad, and here I am today. I lived in 5 different countries and visited several more. While we may relish the challenge in pushing boundaries, some are harder than others and requires stepping further out of one's comfort zone. Personally, as Larry mentioned, I discovered my EDGE pushing my limits in branching out from academia to entrepreneurship with our startup at KAUST, which you might all know, Red Sea. Every time I think I have reached my limit, I realize there is more to discover. It is the driving force of my life, and I couldn't think of a better theme than EDGE for WEP this year. EDGE is a journey that blurs the boundaries between science, art, and society. Over the next 12 days, we will meet interdisciplinary science and citizen science pioneers, the boundary breakers, and the communicators that do somehow explain the unexplainable. Investigating both technical and social, WEP 2023 will ask how they went to EDGE and beyond, and how they shared their discovery with the world. It will encourage a radical assessment of how we break the borders of understanding collectively and individually. As scientists, artists, explorers, volunteers, as humans, to understand how we ignite our individual confidence to step into the unknown and the outcomes that transformative journey on ourselves and the world around us. The world around us. We are aware that our world is in a stage of transition. We know that we face unimaginable challenges: climate change, disease, conflict, inequality, and more. I believe that asking difficult questions to ourselves and others and seeking answers, as we are doing within WEP, offers paths of discovery along which we must unite. We must look ahead and transform the world we know today, together with the bold decisions that will determine a better future. Students, more than 350 of you are attending WEP for the first time. Welcome. For you, WEP is of course compulsory. The credits you gain from attending are an essential component of your degree. But I sincerely hope that as you participate in WEP over the next 2 weeks, as you grasp many opportunities to meet speakers, attend workshops and lectures, you discover your edge, that perhaps a new passion is ignited. You notice, as you attend WEP events during WEP, or if you look on the website, that we link each event to the Sustainable Development Goals. They are at the core of KAUST's aim to create an impact in the kingdom and globally. Having an impact on society is a scientist's dream. With WEP, you will be one step closer to making those dreams a reality. To quote KAUST President Tony Chan, who is very disappointed he can't make it tonight, KAUST as an institution is heavily invested in the science and technologies that support global attainment of the SDGs. Our focus on food, water, energy and environment, supported by our new initiatives into smart health and artificial intelligence, is dedicated to serving humanity and, by extension, the urgent needs of our precious planet. As we stand at the beginning of WEP, it is the end of 10 months of planning that involved the efforts of great many people. First of all, I would like to thank Moad Al-Harti, who is with us online today, the talented graphic designer, a student at Al-Qura University, whose work you see here is on all WEP's promotional material and social media around the campus. In June, we organized a competition to design the branding for the program. Of the excellent entries submitted from across the kingdom, it was Moad's design that perfectly captured the vibe of EDGE. Thank you all that entered the competition, and let's congratulate Moad together. With this, let me take a moment for some thanks. Firstly, to KAUST community, who sent in proposals for the program, and to the speakers and participants that said yes. WEP is a fine example of cross-KAUST collaboration. Thanks to you all. Thank you, all my faculty colleagues who contributed to KAUST program and assessments. I really appreciate that. Thank you to the team in the Office of Culture, Enrichment, and Engagement. You made me look like a star, but you did everything in the background. Thank you to our partners in community life, Coastline, Facilities, Office of the Arts, Women to Impact, IT, Strategic National Advancement, and of course, Tamimi. Thank you to TKS and WEP students for your work in preparing the science fair. Thank you to all our invited participants, our speakers, workshop leaders, artists, and alumni for joining us today from near and far. Just before I finish, I would like to share with you the teaser video that we made at the very beginning of our planning. That might be the first time you have seen that video. It was made back in April of this year, and for me, it really distilled the essence of what we wanted with WEP 2023 to be all about. The excitement of standing on the edge of the unknown, the adrenaline rush when we dive into an idea, when we are compelled to try something with no idea whether it will work or not. It is these bold steps that will make the impact we strive for. I am so glad you have joined us at the edge. And now, I would like to welcome Dr. Hashim Al-Zain to the stage to introduce our opening keynote speaker. Hashim is a reverse engineering and prototyping specialist. He is the Chief Technology Officer and co-founder of Dartech Engineering and HealTech for rehabilitation. He worked with us at KAUST for several years, working on successful programs, including developing the emission reduction program for diesel buses entering Makkah during Ramadan and Hajj. He is a self-confessed passionate and self-driven maverick who uses unorthodox approaches to problem solving by finding connections to chronic engineering problems to yield innovative results. He earned his PhD from the University of Wisconsin-Madison in mechanical engineering. With more than 20 years of progressive work experience in the field of machine design and digital transformation of mechanical spare parts, he supports the adoption of Industry 4.0 technologies in an effort to help transition the kingdom from where it is today to where it aspires to be in the near future. Dr. Al-Zain, good to see you here today again. Welcome.
Thank you, Daria. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming here today. I hope you guys are excited, and as excited as I am for our first speaker. Dr. Hugh Herr is like Iron Man in the world of prosthetics. Dr. Hugh is a world-renowned scientist who develops and builds bionic limbs that emulate the function of real limbs. So he doesn't just do them so they work. He does them so he looks even better. And Dr. Hugh is a double amputee himself that lost both his legs below the knee at the tender age of 16 in 1982. But he took that setback as an opportunity to pioneer the world of prosthetics. And not just prosthetics, bionics, taking it to the next level, where he took it as a challenge and then led the market at the very tender age, and he drew his passion accordingly. Dr. Hugh is the author and co-author of over 250 peer-reviewed manuscripts and patents, and is a world-renowned scientist that Time magazine coined him as the leader of the bionic age. Without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Dr. Hugh Herr.
Wow. Do you feel goosebumps? I hope you do, like me. So once again, thank you very much, Hashim, for the introduction, and Hugh being with us today, and for the fascinating insights about his work and the future of biomechatronics. And I also hope that Hugh will visit us in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if he's with us today or not, but we do have some sort of mountains in Saudi which might surprise him to do some mountain climbing. Now we have a live performance from an artist with a unique approach. And all the materials you see today here in the auditorium and online have been co-developed with Global Branding and Communication, which we're really grateful for their help and assistance. Our artist, Colleen Flanagan, is a socio-ecological artist with a degree in design and metals. Through visual, performing, and biological arts, she investigates contemporary issues of species endangerment and ecosystem regeneration, specifically coral reefs. And I hope there are some Red Sea Center people around. Her work encompasses living sea sculptures, conversation catalyzing alter egos, participatory multimedia exhibitions, and more. Since 2004, she has been exploring ways to bridge the gap between quantitative scientific approaches to environmental issues and hands-on life-saving actions by evolving the concepts of arts as ecology and interactivism. Bringing together multiple disciplines in collaboration, she invites the artistic method, a combination of sensory vision, playful imagination, and maker intelligence into global solutions. In 2016, Colleen was an artist in residence to beta test and consult Google's development team for Tilt Brush, for VR immersive painting and sculpting tool. So this might give you a clue as to the medium of her performance. And for the people who are interested, you can actually interact with her art afterwards in the library. Currently, Colleen is working to co-invent biopolymers for coral restoration with academic researchers seeking carbon sequestering materials. The Cosmo Coral Conservatory, an initiative to scale coral restoration that she has co-authored with Elizabeth and Soline, was endorsed by UNESCO as a UN Ocean Decade Action for Sustainable Development. As you know, EDGE is about blurring boundaries. Colleen, in her performance this evening, will be blurring the boundaries between arts, science, technology, and society as a whole. I want to leave it there and let Colleen's performance speak for itself. Welcome to KAUST, Colleen Flanagan. Thank you very much, Colleen, for this wonderful performance. Colleen prepared this whole background, actually, for weeks, specifically for KAUST, which is on the shores of Red Sea. And I hope you spotted some of the animals and appreciate that. So many thanks. So with this, we are at the end of today's presentations, but it's not over yet. So if you would like to ask questions to Colleen and others, they will be in library. So please, first of all, thank everyone who joined today as speaker and introducer. And then join me to the library area for the grand opening of the Beyond Arts exhibition and the reception following that. Thank you very much, everybody.